How many players have you coached that have hit for cycle?
I don't know. That's a good question. I know there's got to be at least one in there, but it's a rare feat. But I think the 9 RBI night is even more special. And then knowing you got the guy at third base defensively is what makes me feel better. Than the hits will come and go. But any other questions about Trey? It's just I was kind of texting with Fergie. Obviously, he's been watching as the older guys or the former players have been watching as well, and we've been talking about Trey. It's his time. He's done everything right, and he's waited forever. It's his time.
I know you obviously, you return guys like Evan, Luke, a lot of those guys that have produced like that in big moments. Did you know going into the season really that Trey would, not just that he had the talent, but that he would be ready to kind of step into the moment like this?
I felt as confident, without trying to give you any eyewash or anything, I felt as confident in him as any player since I've been here. And there's been some good ones. So, again, just knowing he's going to be prepared, knowing he'll do the right things. Defense and pitching is kind of what we want to be the core of what we got going on. Josh spends so much time base running with the guys, and a lot of that is just hard work and thought process. And he's as good at all those things as you can imagine. And then when he's in the box, even if it's a slow night for him or he's struggling, he's so dang strong now compared to what he was as a freshman. All he's got to do is touch it, kind of like he did on the 2-strike one night, and it'll go.
What'd you like about Drew zoning in there?
Patterson?
Yeah.
Just that he got to go out there. Local kid, family ties to the school, dying to come here. And there's probably some guys, when they saw him coming here, with all due respect to Drew, thought they're more talented and could do the same. But I don't know that anybody can outwork Drew or outdetermine Drew. And all he's ever done is listen to what we have to say to him up in the office, because there's been moments of, I don't want to say correction, but just advice given, like you have to do this better or this better, this better. And then all he does is go out and do it full speed the next time he's got an opportunity to do so. And it's kind of why you saw the guys so excited for him to come out of the bullpen, and then so excited for him to get that third out, was because he's earned all of his teammates' respect kind of the hard way.
What does it say about your team that the starters seemed just as excited when those guys got in as they did for their own successes?
Yeah, Chattanooga was kind of our fall game. It was our first fall game, and I think some of the new guys didn't really know how to act when they were in the dugout. And then we flipped it for game 2, and guys like Drew and Luke and Russell, our starters from last year, were in the dugout, and it was kind of like it was today, like you're getting at. And I guess more than anything, it's good leadership. It's true leadership, but it's also something that's got to be earned. Like in Patty's case and others, you react differently for guys, whether you notice it or not. Sometimes. I acted like a spaz when Chuck got that hit down the line, and I'm sure teammates did too. It's just that guy makes you cheer for him. You don't have a choice, whether you like him or you're the one that recruited him or you think he's the best or not. He forces you to do that. Just like Patty, I didn't know that would happen this early and he'd get to pitch for us, but he kind of forced us to make that happen. So it was good he got his opportunity. And right now that's going in the locker room and the dugout. So as the season goes on, I think coaches have less and less control. It's up to the players to keep that party going.
See how Chase his second career start?
I wouldn't say that he felt more comfortable. He's always got kind of upperclassmen or experienced type presence to him. But the changeup was really good. That's what stuck out to me. The couple times he threw it. Like Georgia Southern, not a ton of left-handed hitters in the lineup for these guys, or unlike Georgia Southern, I should say. I think they had 5. But that was the one thing that stuck out to me. And again, I have high expectations for Chase, and he's never not met them. And I think we got to keep in mind there will be some trials and tribulations, just for not only his age, but the night we're asking him to pitch on. But it'll be fun to watch him get better and better as each week goes. I think he made a step forward more than anything.
What do you learn about your team in a game like this?
It's a lot of coaches or mental coaches that are outsourced by other people. We'll say it's not you against the opponent, it's you against the game. And, in golf, I know that's a big deal. Obviously, you don't have control over, you don't even maybe know what guys are doing. And I'm not a golfer, so maybe I'm messing that up. So let's just get to my point. So I think it's important for our team to control what we can control. And, tomorrow will be interesting. I think we won on Friday night last week, and we kind of slept on that win and woke up feeling real good about ourselves. Meanwhile, Georgia Southern wasn't happy that we beat them, and they came out really hungry on Saturday, and they were the better team for 2/3 of that game. So we don't have any control over whether it's Georgia Southern, Iona, or whatever opponent will play on a Saturday. It's kind of up to us to wake up and focus on what we can do. And then as the game goes on, whether we're getting our butts kicked or we're doing really well or it's a tight game, it's us versus the game. We got to be the best version of Logan Chambers or whatever individual, and then as a group, same deal.
With that being, go ahead.
You guys have outscored your opponents 76-4 in these first 5 games. Is this kind of the offensive production you expected even left question before the season?
You know, I don't think you'd want to predict this or even anticipate it, even if you had an inkling of it in the back of your mind, because it is a wide margin. You don't know how things are going to go. But we knew we were capable, and like tonight, we switched out 9 guys for 9 guys. I don't think we're necessarily a top 10 team or whatever at this point, but I do think we have 2 groups in there that can compete with a lot of teams in the country, if not most of the teams in the country. So there's some firepower and there's some depth, and if you get some confidence going, then it's a good deal. But I think our players realized at this point we've maybe had more comfortable innings than we've had uncomfortable innings, or you know what I'm getting at, where we kind of are in the fire. There's going to be many more innings we're in the fire than there are comfortable innings once the season's all said and done.
You talked about last Saturday. Is there something you're going to do different tomorrow to keep the team locked in?
No, I gave my little motivational speech, which wasn't motivational. I just kind of pointed out that's what happened last Saturday. And so it's out of my hands now. I can't babysit the guys at night. I'm not their alarm clock in the morning. I'll be with them here in the cages to start the day tomorrow. And I'll be bouncing around because I'll be excited to see if we can do better than we did to start off, Saturday's game. But there's more of them than there are us. Don't tell them that, but that's the case.
Is this the deepest team you've had here?
I think position player wise, as we start to get more of these guys on the mound, obviously about everybody's been out there by now other than Halvey and Blade, but if we can get everybody healthy and get everybody some repetitions, we'll be able to assess that a little better. I think position player wise, it's a fair statement.
Tony, if you don't think this is necessarily maybe a top 10 caliber team yet, what can change in order to make that happen? Is that just more reps, a little bit more pitching depth? What is it?
Yeah, I think it's for the chases to get back out there, and build up pitch count and get more reps, as you said. Guys to start to solidify their role. When we were in a mess last year, it was pretty much Sean that was going to come in that jam, and Kirby at times, but pretty much Sean. And I think he almost kind of shouldered the load for like 2 guys. And so there's room for a couple guys to show they can come in and get us out of a jam. And I think Will Mabry's one of those guys. He did a solid job last Saturday following Doe. But who else is it? So as the season goes on, you learn more about yourself. Again, when the innings you play, you're in the fire. And so I don't know that it's necessarily not there, not in the dugout. Trust me, I'm confident in our group that we can accomplish a lot of things. But I think we got a lot of improvement to do as a team. But also we've got some tests ahead of us so that you and I could have a fair conversation on, the true litmus test of where we're at.
One more.
No chance of a doubleheader tomorrow. Planning to go Saturday, Sunday still.
Yeah, not with Coach Pearl back in town. We tried to hire him to stand in front of the porches out there and let people heckle him, but he didn't return our phone calls. So to me, a perfect Vols Saturday is those 2 sports back to back. And I think with the turf, knock on wood or whatever, that was frustrating to end that game on Tuesday. I think that was the right thing. The mound was a mess, but that was the first game we ever had not finished since we've gotten the artificial surface. So I think we'll be good to play Saturday and Sunday, and it'll be fun to run more guys out there on the mound, and we'll certainly mix and match guys in the lineup too.